What's up, everybody? Welcome to my new channel. I'm Alois Carls, and welcome to my not so brand new Subaru WRX. All right, so now we're outside the car. Let me take you through a walk of the damage on the car. Rear fender and bumper are scratched. Rear bumper is scratched. It's completely missing a front bumper. The full right fender is completely scratched, dented, and peeling. The windshield has a crack on it. The tie rods are bent. And lastly, if you put the key in the ignition, turn the ignition, we have no steering whatsoever. All right, so my car is officially in my driveway after getting towed. Now I've gone ahead and taken out the jack and the axle stand. I want to raise this car up. I want to remove the fender and the wheel and see if there's any hidden damages behind here. Because from what I can see, this is the side that took all the damage. As if we go around here, this fender seems completely perfect. No scratches, no dents. All right, so car is now on jacks. I'm gonna now go ahead and take off the wheels so I can get a better look at the suspension and see if anything else is bent. So now that the wheel's off, we can take a look under the fender and we can tell that the tie rod is pretty bent. Sway bar looks fine. CV axle looks fine. Strut looks okay, and same with the suspension arm. So from what I can tell, this seems to be the only bent part, which is a quite obvious bend. I'm pretty curious on how that actually happened, but this, I already have this part on order and it is getting here this week, so I'll be able to change that out. And other than that, everything looks pretty square under here. So now I'm gonna try to take off the fender. All right, so now we're on the scary part of this build, and that is removing this fender, because if you look right here, you can see that there is a mean gap, and if this is structural damage behind here, then we're looking at a way harder build. Now hopefully there is no structural damage and hopefully it's just the fender, but if we go onto this side, you can see there is no bend. It is perfect. So fingers crossed, and let's start taking apart this fender. All right, so great news. Took off the fender. Here it is. Fender is pretty battered. Not sure if this is repairable. If we make our way to the actual structure of the car, it seems untouched whatsoever. It does not seem like it took any damage. And if we come over onto here, we can actually see here where the paint is all cracked up, that this is where it actually did bend. This is what tells me it's not a good fender anymore, so that will probably be going in the bin. But great news to know that there is no structural damage. I really was not looking to get structural with this first build. Quite a bit of lights. It starts up pretty nicely. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to remove the steering shaft from the steering wheel to the actual rack and pinion, or steering rack, whichever you want to call it. So it's actually right down there. I'm not sure if you can see that thing right there. That circle connects to down there. Trying to go as best as I can, but that circle down there, and I'm not sure if you can see the bolt that is right here, but that's the bolt I have to try to loosen so that I can remove that part. And then I have to also remove this part right here that you can see with the two little holes, which is what connects it to the actual steering wheel. All right, so this is the first bit, which is connected to the rack and pinion, or steering rack is the other way to say it. And this goes to this part right here, which connects to the steering wheel shaft, which then goes through the firewall to the actual steering wheel. So as you can see here, there are two metal bits that seem pretty stretched, and here is those metal bits. They obviously look completely destroyed. So you can see it's cracked here, it's bent here, it's bent on that one too. So happy I'm replacing this. I don't have the part for this yet. I will be receiving that tomorrow. I should also be receiving this right here. I'm getting an outer and the inner one. Inner one is the one that I need the most, quite obviously. It's not supposed to do a 90-degree angle right there. But at least with the shaft, I should have some type of steering. So the other thing that I realized when I was taking out the steering shaft, because my head was right next to it, is if you look right here, there's this sort of connector that goes here and then into the firewall. It says it's Absolute USA. I just looked it up, and apparently this is a speaker company, kind of a speaker and like license plate cover company. I'm not sure what this was for. I don't see, I guess it connected straight from here to the battery or something like that. All right guys, so it's now the next day from the last clip you saw. So I now have a Autel. This is a diagnostic tool for any car pretty much, but I'm going to be using it for the Subaru in this case. This is going to let me read airbag codes, ABS codes, traction control codes, etc. Just any code that the car can throw up. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, and we're going to see what codes I have. All right guys, so I just plugged it in, turned on the ignition. Engine is off, but ignition is on. So we're going to go ahead and look at the code reader and see what we get. So the thing that's cool about this device is that it'll actually read the VIN from this car via the computer. So it'll find the exact model and year of the car without me having to do anything. There we go, 2015 WRX North America. All right, so now it's gonna go ahead and scan everything that it can and find faults. So as you can see, we already have airbag fault, a brake control fault, and it's gonna find more and more. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to go through all the faults and see what is wrong and try to figure out what the components are that I might have to replace, and then I'll get back to you guys with the fault list and everything that I need to replace. As you can see here, we have driver airbag and driver airbag. This likely means that it's because of the clock spring, the SAS steering angle sensor. This is also due to the clock spring, as this is built into the clock spring. The dependency and relays, I'm not sure what this is. It is a history, and same with the pump continuous work. This is a history. So this could be something that's not current. And then the power steering vehicle dynamic control module, abnormal. Not sure what that is, but it's very possible that because it is power steering, it is related to the clock spring yet again. So from what I can see, the clock spring might be the cause for all of these. So once I do get a new clock spring, it'll be good to see if that is it. Okay guys, so I'm gonna have to end the video here. So the next video I'm gonna be working on today, because I do have the parts, except I want to make it a separate part and not in the same video. So this video was just going over the whole car, all the damage and stuff, and seeing if there was any structural damage. There isn't. I have a couple parts for the next video, and those are things like the steering shaft and also the outer and inner tie rod. So hopefully next video we can get it started, and driving, I mean. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. Thank you very much. Peace.